Welcome Ann Felton Gilliland, CEO of Central Oklahoma Habitat for Humanity. Welcome to Parties Extra. I'm Helen Ford Wallace, and we are at the Oklahoma's Video Studio in downtown Oklahoma City. We're going to talk about Central Oklahoma Habitat for Humanity. Thanks for coming in, Ann.
Thank you for having me. I always love to be with you, Helen.
Well, we want to hear about your new store. What's its name? Where is it located? Tell us about it.
It's Restore, and it's 4900 South High.
Brand new.
Brand new. It's 30,000 square feet. We've got just a little bit of everything. We have appliances, we have furniture, we have paint, we have paint brushes, we have just a little bit of everything, really. And it's just a great place to shop, and the prices are the best in town. We have floor covering, we have tile, we have everything.
You do?
At the best price, yes.
And you have another store.
Yes, we have our first store was at 18, and it's still there, 1800 North Broadway downtown.
But this one is near your headquarters, is that right?
It's on our campus.
It's on your campus.
We have 10 acres where we are. Our administrative offices are there. We have a 20,000 square foot warehouse there. We also have another building on that property that's for critical home repair, which is another program we have. And so behind that, we built our new Restore. We've actually ended up taking our own advice. We have been leasing for the last, probably 10 years, an Economy Square Center over on Southwest 29th in May. So we were paying a pretty big lease payment and all this, as we started thinking we've got plenty of room to build a store on our own property. And so we decided to invest in ourselves. So we built this beautiful new building, and it's just wonderful.
And you had a grand opening?
Yes.
Party? Did you have parties?
Oh my gosh, we had parties.
Ribbon cutting?
Well, we had on Thursday before it opened on Saturday. The grand opening was on Saturday. So on Thursday we had a ribbon cutting, and the mayor was there that did a really lovely proclamation. Our Bishop Ed was there from the Episcopal Diocese to bless our business. And we had
a business blessing?
Yes, we did. Absolutely. We wouldn't think about starting our business without that. As we do with every new house we build, we always have a house blessing on that when we turn the keys over. So in any event, we had our partners there that had helped us, that had donated to the building, and it was just a great celebration. And then Friday, we had the sports animal was broadcasting from there for about 5 or 6 hours, and we had Jake Jam there handing out tickets to their event. And then Saturday was the big do. Saturday at 9 o'clock we opened our doors, and I was so nervous about it because I said, I hope somebody comes. But anyway, so I got there were people standing out, and before we'd open, lined up outside to get in.
That's great.
We had people from Lawton, we had people from Elk City coming. I mean, they were just from everywhere. And by the end of the day, our count was we had 518 people there, and we made almost $30,000.
That was a big customer day.
Yes, it was wonderful, and it was so much fun. Our board members were working. We had all kinds of volunteers there working, and all the staffs. We had staff from all the stores working together on this. Our administrative staff, our construction staff, we brought them in from the field. So we were all just kind of pulling together on this, and it took every single one of us to.
So you sold appliances, furniture, and some wonderful pillow.
Oh my gosh, a memory pillow. We had, our manager goes to close out periodically, so he bought all these memory pillows, and I thought, who is going to buy a memory pillow? Those things just went out the door. I'm not kidding you. It was just the craziest thing. People were buying 2 and 3 of these memory pillows.
It's a department store. I mean, you have got a big store there.
I know, we do, and it's so fun because, and we take donated items too, and that's a big part of what we do as well. So if someone is cleaning out the closet or cleaning out their garage or something, they can call us, and we will send a truck, pick it up, and give them a tax receipt. And what's fun about that for us is we get new things in every day, and it's just fun. And it's like a treasure hunt.
You do redo them too, I think, is what some of those things.
Well, no, we make sure on our appliances we may have to do, but as far as redoing things, we don't do that really.
I thought maybe you did recovered furniture.
Well, we did. We had I know what you're remembering. We had an event there one weekend where we had someone come in and we're just giving lessons to people that wanted to come in and take them. But ongoing, we don't do that.
That's fabulous, though. So, what your hour? Are you open every day?
Yes, we're open Monday through Saturday, and we're open at 9 to 6, and Saturday it's 9 to 4. And the other really important thing for people to know is that when they shop with us or donate to us, they're really helping us help more limited income families, because we fund several houses a year, and hopefully we'll do more. And we fund our critical home repair program, which is a program that it's fairly new, but it's a program that we help limited income families with minor repairs and weatherization. So that's
that is a big deal.
Yes, it is, and there are a lot of people out there that need our help. I mean, we probably end up helping about 50. Last year, I think we worked with 52 families through critical home repair and about 45 new homes. So we help a little over 100 people every year.
That's pretty amazing. So how many employees do you have at the stores?
We probably have about 8 employees at each store.
And volunteers? You have volunteers?
Yes, we have volunteers, and we're hoping to get more volunteers. I mean, we're setting up a whole training for volunteers so that we can hopefully get more. Well, I think it's going to be fun. For one thing that I think is really fun for volunteers to do, and we sort of need people to help us with this, is when we go out and pick things up, to really know what we're getting and how to market. So I'm hoping that can be a division that over there, that maybe a couple of women would come in and help us go through those things and mark them. We also have a new store online on eBay.
Oh, really?
So, and we're setting up kiosks in the store so that people can come in and shop in our store and see what's there, but they can also go over and get online and see what we have online that they might want to buy too.
What's your website?
www.centraloklahomahabitat.org.
Okay, so that's good.
And that opens it up, and you can go to Restore or go.
Any new projects coming up for your building projects?
Well, we have something really exciting. We have really stepped out in faith, and we bought 160 acres. It's the largest piece of property we've ever had. Our first development was, as you remember, called Hope Crossing. That was 59 acres. Then we
I watched it being built.
Yeah, then we had a smaller one called Faith Landing. That's about 33 houses there. And then the latest one that we're building in right now is Legacy, and that's 37 acres. So this is 160.
Oh my.
So we're very excited about this. It's at Northwest 150th and Morgan Road. And because it's such a large piece of property, we're going to have the ability to do a number of different things. Like we might have one little addition over here that's 0 lot line for a single mom that doesn't really want a yard, or an older couple or something. So we're looking at doing a lot of different things. So it's going to be fun in that area.
450 houses, is that what your goal is?
Yes, and it's Piedmont Schools, which is a very good school district for our kids.
So you'll have several little neighborhoods going on that property.
We'll do it in phases, because that's a big project, because we'll have to raise the money to, right now I'm trying to raise all the money to pay for it. I got a loan for 1 year interest only, so I'm trying to raise the money to pay for it. Then next we'll need to raise the money to develop it. Then next we'll raise the money to build the houses.
So it takes a little while.
Yeah.
Well, you're truly amazing, Ann. You've been at this for 30 years.
Well, it's a blessing.
And you still like it.
I do. It's a blessing in my life.
Yeah, that's what you told me.
I get to do this every day. I get to do this every day. And the families are the greatest blessing. The families.
You said how excited you are about the new store and about the new projects. I mean, you just move on, and that is fabulous.
Well, there's always something, and I mean, being able to help families, because I mean, we both grew up in houses. I mean, I never thought I would own my own house. I grew up in a house, and but so many people are renting and can't afford. So when we can help, especially my heart goes out to the single moms, because I know that without our help, they would never be able to get into home ownership. But what we find with our families is they're perfectly capable of maintaining their house and making their house payment. What they weren't able to do is accumulate that money up front for the down payment.
Is that right?
So we require them to do 300 hours of sweat equity, and that works as their down payment.
So how does that work? How do you apply? And you're applying now, I think.
Yes, I mean, we take applications year round. They can just go on our website and they can apply online, or they can call our office at 232-4828 and we'll send them an application, or they can come by our office at 5005 South I-35 Service Road and get one too. So. And
you mentioned sweat equity. That's what, 300 hours?
300
they
hours.
Have to work pounding a nail, or what?
Well,
they
have to do 50 hours out on the construction site, and that's really a good thing, because what's really fun for our families is they meet each other, so they know their neighbors when they move in the house, and they get to know each other, and they babysit for each other to help them get their sweat equity in. So they can work in our restore. They can come in our office and work if we have something for them to do in there, or they can be out on the construction site.
So you have that pretty well organized.
We
do
do
still have that women's build?
Oh yes, we had that in May, and it was awesome. In fact, it was really a very exciting build because we had a young woman that had gone through the Remerge program, and so she's now in one of our houses. So she's a real success story. And in fact, I think it's Ariel Beasley, and I think she's a spokesperson for the Remerge program. And so it was really fun to be a part of her life, and she's just turned out very well. I mean, she's a very success story, very much a success story there.
Well, any other projects coming up?
Well, we're always doing something. I mean,
and you always need volunteers.
Well, yes, last year we worked with over 7,000 volunteers.
So how many?
7,000. But we can always use volunteers, and what's really fun is for a business to bring their people out and work on frame day, because I think frame day is the most fun day, because they start in the morning with the slab, and by the end of the day the walls are up, and as often as not we're putting the trusses up. So it's a really feeling of satisfaction at the end of the day. I mean, they see the fruits of their labor. They've had the opportunity to work with the family. I mean, it's just a great experience. And then we invite them to come back for the house dedication, which is the day they come in that morning and they sign all their papers for the mortgage, and then that afternoon about 2 we have what we call a house dedication, and that's where their family's minister is there to do the house blessing, and I present them with the keys to their house, and there's just not a dry eye. And we have other partners that are there that work with us that give them gifts. So that's just, like I said, it's a blessing.
Okay, well, anything else about Restore or anything we missed?
No, I just think folks need to shop with us often, because as I said, we get new things in every day, and it's really interesting when we go pick up. Oh, and I will tell you another thing we're going to start doing. We are going to start picking up after some of these estate sales that people are having.
Yes.
In fact, we have one that we're going to be picking up this next Monday. It's our first one, and we'll be putting some of these things online. So that will be bringing some different things in to our store and online than maybe we've had before.
And people are getting rid of a lot of things these days, so
No,
that's
we're
kind of
purging.
cool.
I'm purging too, aren't you? We're at the age
I already did.
we need to purge.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, Restore our days are Monday through Saturday.
Saturday,
9 to 6
Monday through Friday, and 9 to 4 on Saturday.
Give us the address again.
It's 4900 South High. Now, they can get to it going down the road from our office too, but the actual address is 4900 South High.
Okay, well, Ann, thanks for coming in.
Thank you, Helen. I
And
love being with
thanks
you.
for your dedication to the very important part of creating new neighborhoods. You and your staffs have done a wonderful job of helping many, many people. You are the true blessing yourself. Our thanks.
Thank you. Thank you.
A trip to the Greek islands, and then there's also a 10-day trip through South Africa, which is a photo shoot, kind of the, I think of out of Africa experience.
With the animals.
Oh yeah, yes, safely at a distance.
With the camera.
Yeah. Yes.
And you have other, is it silent auction items?
Yeah, there's one other live auction that I think that people would be excited about is the Baker Mayfield signed jersey, the Cleveland Browns jersey.
Oh,
I think there's a lot of people that would be interested in bidding for that.
You bet. And then now what else?
Oh yeah, and then we have silent auctions. We have the painting back here is by an artist, a local artist named Tim Kinney. He's in galleries nationally, but he's believes in the Pivot mission, and he's donated for this auction. And then we have a bracelet from BC Clark, which I'm sure anybody would love to have.
Oh, that David Yurman bracelet is beautiful. It's a stacks bracelet.
Oh.
It's lovely.
Yeah. And then we also have a signed football by Steve Largent, which anybody would know that would want to bid on that. And then we have an exclusive Scotch experience, and then a wine tasting experience. There's a lot of different items that I think people would be interested in.
And you mentioned the games. Tell that again. When they first come in?
Yes, so we have a wine toss. It's not your wine pull. You get to, try your luck at that. We have one bottle of wine in there that's already valued at $150. So there's opportunities to take home some fabulous wine. And then we're also doing our little kitchen activity where there's going to be different kitchen packages that people can put their dollars towards. towards and hopefully take home. Because again, it goes back to that chef component in the kitchen where so many of us have some fond memories, and that's something that they can take back with them to hopefully remember Pivot and the youth that we serve.
That's great.
And that's the beautiful thing, though. All this fun stuff goes to something that's serious and addresses a need. I mean, it combines both the fun and the meeting the needs of the community.
For sure. Okay, so you have sponsors. Do you all have sponsors?
We have wonderful sponsors.
Okay, tell us about them.
We're really excited. This year, Bank First is our legend sponsor for the event, and we're very grateful for them. Our champion sponsors are Sonic, America's Drive-In, Arnall Family Foundation, Birchville Hampton, and then also Downing Holdings. And then we have several hero sponsors, BKD, CPAs and advisors. We have the Blumenthals, Compelier, ICG, who actually helped us with both of our rebrandings. Insight Creative Group, they're an amazing group of folks. OG&E Energy Corp, Oklahoma Cogeneration, the Silk family, and then Turbush family, as well as Tinker Federal Credit Union. So we're very grateful for that, and others, but those are very supportive.
You have a concierge person with a trip. Tell us about that. That's kind of major.
Yeah, that's wonderful. So not only do you get this fantastic trip, but there is, it's good for 3 years. There's no blackout dates. And then you have your own personal AmFund representative that helps you plan the trip. So you don't have to go online and try to plan where you're going to stay, what you're going to see. It's all done for you through the AmFund representative.
And each one of those trips has an AmFund
Absolutely.
representative.
Yes, that's worth it in and of itself.
You bet. That is fabulous. Good job, you all. Okay, so tickets, where do people get tickets?
So they can call 405-235-7537, or they can go online to pivotok.org. It's right on our landing page. They can click there and purchase their tickets that way. Or they can text, I just went blank on the text, but that is okay. It's fine. But those are the two easiest ways to do that, to connect.
And tables and tickets are still available?
There's a few tables and a few tickets available. We're getting really close, and we're very excited.
Yeah. And do you all have a lot of volunteers helping?
We do have several volunteers. We have a lot of staff that are volunteering, but we have a lot of community volunteers as well. As you can imagine, serving and plating and clearing that many folks and that many courses, we have a lot of volunteers that are ready to get in there and help us and just really ensure folks have a great time and can relax and enjoy everything in front of them.
Oh my gosh, that's great. Well, okay, so we back to Pivot, and you all service 12 to 21, is that right?
Primarily 12 to 21. Some of our programs serve a little bit younger, like through our counseling services, and a few older as well.
So we have homeless, some couch homeless, risk of being homeless, some alone. Yeah, there are actually young people in our community that are living on their own without parental support. So thinking back to when we were 16, 17, 18, trying to stay in school, where are you going to eat, where are you going to sleep, how am I going to get to school, those types of challenges that they're facing. And then also those young people that are in the child welfare system that have a difficult time maintaining a foster care placement. And then those that age out. That happened several times this year already, where young people aged out that were with us and they're still in school, and then they no longer have those sources. So you all have those. You've thought of something new here with these tiny houses. So give us just a little rundown on what the tiny houses are, what stage they're in, how many you can build.
So our tiny home community is something that we're really grateful for. Impact Oklahoma gave us a seed grant to start this whole endeavor. Right now we're in the process of building our first 3. The walls are up and the decks are on for the roof, so we can start really moving forward on those.
That's amazing.
The tiny home concept has been very successful in other communities for other populations. There's only 2 others that are doing something similar for youth. But the fact that these are going to be on our campus, where all of our wraparound services are, it's not just about putting them in that home, in that tiny home, where they can learn those independent skills, build community in their own little neighborhood. But having those wraparound services they need to ensure success, to ensure transition, because so many of our kids come to us in this life that's kind of filled with fear and instability, but we've seen that change and have them have these new lives that are filled with hope and opportunity. And that happens because of these wraparound services. And the tiny home concept, we can have about up to 85 on our campus because we already own the property and we have that opportunity, and we're very excited about what that could mean for not just our youth but our community as a whole, because as you know, our youth's our future, and when we can intervene and help them really transition into being self-sustaining adults, it benefits all of us.
So they're building them now.
Yeah, and I've been there when they were building them, and you know what's so cool is how many volunteers show up. I don't know if you guys plan for how many people were willing to step forward and volunteer to help build, to project plan, to do all the different moving parts to make sure that these houses get built. It's been impressive. Every time I go out there, there's that many more volunteers.
Yes, it's been amazing. We've had so many folks that have volunteered their time that just are slinging a hammer, and then also students that are learning a trade, and then professionals in this industry that are coming forward and providing their expertise. From the surveying to the development planning to our civil engineer. There's just so much, an architect. So there's just so much going on, and we were just blown away by it. It's been such an amazing opportunity.
Program.
Yes.
All of it. All of it.
Thank you.
Okay, so anything else you want to say about 180?
Well, we hope folks can join us. It's a great evening. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're really excited about this change of the event and having something that means something to our young people transition into something that our guests will enjoy on a whole different level. And then just the opportunity to have the community embrace our kids the way that they do. We're just very grateful for that. And get your tickets now. There's only a few left.
Okay, anything else about Pivot?
Yes, you've got it
Yes.
covered. You have it all.
Okay, well, I just think it's a wonderful program. I think that you all have done a wonderful job out there, and just keep on.
Thank you, Helen.
Thank you.
Well, thanks, Melanie and Lori. This sounds like a great event, and it is for such a great cause. We hope you sell all your tickets and get great bids for those fabulous trips. And congratulations to Jean Rainbow for being honored at the evening. Have a wonderful time.